it meant anything goes. Anyone could die, anyone could fall in love, anyone could die, anyone could fall in love, anyone could die, anyone could die.
Age of Apocalypse.
Concept was so cool.
Age of Apocalypse.
Concept was so cool.
People couldn't believe it. They had to believe it. People couldn't believe it. They had to believe it.
Everything that you hit on the known level. Out the window. Everything that you hit on the known level. Out the window. Everything that you hit on the known level. Out the window.
I'm Jeremy Greer.
And I'm Gary Butterfield.
And this is Days of Future Cast, the podcast where Gary and I are going issue by issue through Age of Apocalypse. Generation Next, Gary, my least favorite comic book in this series so far.
Yeah, I've been trying to come up with LVP for this. Like, what is the one that I like the least? It's pretty hard to fuck with X Universe, but we don't know yet because we've only read one of those, and that's new.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I also think that the X-Men book that is just about Holocaust is pretty bad.
Sure.
This one is probably the other one that I think is down there, though.
This one's pretty bad and hard to read, which I think gives it an edge.
More incomprehensible. Like, it's goofier, which I like a little bit. And the art doesn't look like just Marvel art style, even though that's not necessarily good. Like, there are some fun monster designs and shit.
Yeah.
In this that I think are fun. And to be fair, I think this issue is better than the last one in terms of like color and stuff. Like, it doesn't take place entirely in shadow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, this is easier to follow, I found. But it's still not great as a thing. This is pretty rough. So, pretty rough.
The cover here is just a big boy fighting a smaller boy with some purple somewhere. That's about all I got.
Look at the boots. Look at the bottom of the shoes. Wild. Just like really, really unusual treads on these boots. This is Mondo, I think.
Mm-hmm.
What was interesting about this is I can't remember the exact timeline, but I read Generation X when it was out. And Mondo was in like the Generation X preview as a team member, but he didn't show up in the book for a really long time. I think this Mondo might have first appeared in Age of Apocalypse and then showed up in the real book. But I remember just like I knew about Mondo a lot. You know, my Mondo literacy was really high because I'd read that like preview book a whole lot. And this is a big shot of Mondo.
Extremely weird flex. Extremely weird flex.
No, I just wanted to make sure everyone knew that I was the foremost Mondo expert.
Can't get over the weirdness of this flex. Very put off by the weirdness of this particular flex.
Hey man, just because I know more about Mondo than you do doesn't mean that you have to be jealous. Just jealous. Mondo.
Jealous is an interesting thing to say that describe the way that I'm feeling right now.
Just having feelings about Mondo. I'm all up in my feels about I'm not in a solution-oriented place for Mondo. I'm in my feelings-oriented place for Mondo.
Okay. So we'll discuss them later when you are more solution-oriented.
Yeah, then I'll figure out the Mondo solution. This is, you know, in the last issue, this is the Generation Next team led by Colossus and Kitty Pryde, sent in to rescue Illyana. Doing like the world's worst Shadowrun. And they've all infiltrated, but they're varying degrees of have flimsy cover.
Mm-hmm. And they have not found any record of Illyana at all. So
yes, they've split up. Colossus and Kitty Pryde have decided to hang out in the back and only show up near the end of this for some reason. And we are going to get the end of this when their cover is blown. If you like Sugar Man, Sugar Man's all over this shit.
What's been happening with Sugar Man is the question that I've been asking during Age of Apocalypse. What is going on with that weirdo?
Whenever Sugar Man's on the screen, we have to ask, hey, where's Sugar Man?
I thought you were going to say, who's Sugar Man?
Whenever Sugar Man's on the screen, we have to say, hey, who the fuck is Sugar Man? What the fuck's a Mondo?
What's a Mondo?
Yeah.
I'll only go, did we talk about that MODOK is in that Avengers game? He's like the big villain?
We did. I don't think we talked about it, but I knew that. Actually, so the answer to your question is no.
Oh,
but also
cool.
I knew that and I forgot how to say that. for a second.
Well, you were just bragging about your Mondo knowledge. I figured your
Yeah.
MODOK knowledge would be pretty close. So.
I'm excited about that. I also have been finally working through Ultimate Alliance 3 because like that's the level of gamer I am right now where like beat 'em up feels good because I can't concentrate. And the MODOK hasn't shown up in that yet, but the X-Men stuff in it is pretty fun.
Oh, good.
I thought. No, it's not very well written or anything like that, but it's still fun to see the X-Men do cool X-Men shit.
I tried playing that when I was only using the Switch in handheld mode, and it fucking destroyed my hands. So now that I have like I had set it up on the dock and have like a real controller for it, I might go back to it because I got like 2 or 3 levels in and was like,
It's very shallow.
Yeah,
like it's just a button smasher, watch lights, get new guys simulator.
Yeah.
This starts off with Skin. This whole issue is narrated by Skin. And it's showing Skin and Chamber who are disguised as guards.
Yes.
Here. And are scared. They're looking out on this place. This is the where all the kids are taken to be like work to create the electricity for it. And the thing I like about the art of this is like this gigantic, big, horrible, like Two-Faced mutant thing that shows up. Like Chris Bacalo does good designs for like weird, creepy monsters and shit.
Yes.
So I like this stuff. Like I like these people carrying rocks and this guy up here in the foreground with all the eyebrow rings.
Yeah. This all looks legit. Like this is great. Like a bunch of weird shit happening. Like it's got a lot of detail to it, and it's not. And like you mentioned, like it's light. Like there's a source of light somewhere on the panel, so you can actually see what's going on. And dude, like Sugar Man here this is Sugar Man, right?
No. This is
just some random
like.
dude?
This is Sugar Boy. This is the Sugar Man's little sidekick.
Wow. How many heads do you have to be before you get promoted to man? Jesus.
This is Sugar Wife. The Sugar Man, Sugar Wife.
Oh, just call me Sugar Wife guy then, because I am into this person falling off a cliff.
my Sugar Bride.
Sweet Sugar Bride. And yeah, it's basically like this is an extremely bad place to be for everybody. Like these are humans that have been basically put in slave labor for the mutants. It's not super good.
Yeah. Mr. Forehead Eye, we cut over to him. He notices 2 humans going through and having a conversation that's unauthorized. And again, I like this design. I like this like scumbag looking dude with cheek rings who has just a human eyeball in his forehead that talks.
Yes.
When it sees violations. Like
I'm so glad you said that it was the eye that talks, because I 100% agreed with that. Like, he is literally screaming and like, but the voice is coming from the eye, right? Like yeah, absolutely.
I love it. This is the kind of stuff, whenever you get a kind of an indie artist on X-Men stuff, like when we eventually cover Ecstatics, these kind of designs are all over Ecstatics, just weird mutants. Like artists who are like, why do these all just have to be like beautiful humans? Like sometimes some people have to get the short straw, So he zaps them all with his laser out of his eye there. And she basically says like, the only thing he was doing was giving me his food, from our last meal. Like we're starving to death. She gets mad and throws a rock at him, and he blasts her off the cliff.
Yeah. Svaboom is what he does. And yeah, this kind of sets the stage for Chamber to be like super pissed off and to want to like jump in there and start wailing away at people.
Pull a Nate Gray.
Yeah. And of course, Skin is like, it's probably not a good thing to do. Like we're still incognito. We haven't actually done the thing that we were setting out to do. So what are we going to do here? And instead they just kind of walk off, and they're confronted by like another dude who's like, what are you guys doing? And they're like, just chilling. Nothing weird over here, sir.
Yeah, just hugging and looking out the window, sir.
Yeah. Or just bro things over here.
Yeah. The eye guy gets his comeuppance as he's standing there on the side of the wall, and Mondo pops out of the wall and knocks him off the wall to kill him.
Yeah.
Which I like. This little bit, he's like, I think I can pull myself up, and Mondo's like, you can't. Just like knocks him off. I like this. We cut over to our other group who have infiltrated this character named Quietus. And we have Husk, who is wearing Quietus's skin, but is not big enough to fill it out. So Vicente, the man made of gas, is filling her out. and
yes.
she's just doing paperwork.
I am also
hanging
the
out
man
with-
made of gas, by the way.
Yeah, you got that free weekend. You got that bachelor weekend coming up with the air fryer in Gastown.
Mhm.
You know,
just gonna get some doggy gas mask and really have a good
Yep.
time, you know. No reason to subject them to my grossness. This is for me only.
Yep. No babies allowed. So the he yells about or she basically, this is Paige, is trying to maintain cover.
Mhm.
Here looking through the records, trying to find magic, find Ilyana.
They are interrupted by Sugar Man, who barges past the little old lady that's the secretary, and demands to see Quietist, who very quickly. Paige runs over and tries to pretend to be in a shower, which I think is very funny because
Yeah. This is pretty great. Like, hangs out on Vicente's shoulders.
yeah,
Sugar Man, if people don't know, he is just a face with 4 arms coming out of it and little stubby legs. So in case you've never seen the Sugar Man, he's got a real weird way of talking where the dialogue omits spaces between his words, which makes it look like he's talking really fast.
yeah,
Or
just like
which I like.
mumbling weird, which is like weird, like
Yeah. I kind of like it. I'm a little bit into it. He's the boss of this area, and he smells Quietus's clothes and smells like some kind of perfume. And Quietus covers and says, like, I've been in the bathhouses.
Yeah.
And basically just kind of shoos him away.
Yes.
At this point.
And there's he does tell Quietus that Apocalypse thinks that they might be looking at a break-in because the Shadow King noticed somebody like looking through their psi files. And yeah, you mentioned it, but this shot of Paige like sitting on this dude's shoulder, on Vicente's shoulder, is so fucking hilarious. Like
it's really good though. Like, I mean, it's again, like, I know I've been caping for Chris Bacalo this entire time, but like when Chris Bacalo wants to, it's really good.
Yeah.
Right. Like, this is a great drawing. Like, this is
great.
really
like this is awesome.
This is really cool. Really good designs. Really surreal. Good posture work and stuff. All very good. So he basically says, this is I'll leave you to a shower. No one's gonna break in. You just gotta go. I'll see you on the floor to check it out. Paige kisses Vicente for saving their life or whatever. As Quietus, which again, nice little comedy moment.
Yes,
because Quietus looks like a caricature of Slash.
I mean, he does. Like, it looks exactly like he's missing the top hat, but otherwise, it's full Slash situation over there. We go to outside of this plant, where 2 of the guards are talking. One is Chamber, one is this dude, Monte.
These aren't Chamber.
Oh,
these are the 2
Chamber?
guys who are driving
Jesus
the
Christ.
bus, I think, earlier. Possibly. These are just 2 dudes.
Okay, cool.
The shitty human trustees.
I have the hardest fucking time with this book, man. Like, everybody looks it's like this. The art is way better in this issue. I'll grant you that. But like, a lot of the dudes look like a lot of the other dudes. It's hard to keep up.
What it is he doesn't choose to establish stuff.
Yeah.
It's not like if you look at this face of this person who you could mistake for Chamber, like, he's got a very different nose. He's got a tattoo on his face and stuff, but they're introduced in like a medium shot from far away. Like, the angles are all weird. Like, most artists will just show you who's on the page right away in a way that's like really unambiguous. And Chris Bacalo don't play that. It's fucking weird. So they're talking about like whether they ever feel bad for the kids. The other guy's like, no, I don't. And who's coming but Colossus and Shadowcat.
Yeah. And Kitty has
they're
floated them
intangible.
over there because they're intangible. Yeah. And Colossus really only has like he was all about saving the world at first, but now it's all about his sister. That's all he's going to care about for this entire thing. And we actually cut over to the inside of this, where, as you mentioned, Aunt May is hanging out. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
This has to be Aunt May, right? Like, it just has to be. Like, you don't have an
Looks
old
like Aunt May, and it's called May.
Yeah, and she's helping kids. Like, this is Aunt May all
Yeah.
over. So,
Yeah, gotta be Aunt May, which is kind of weird.
mhm.
Spider-Man got executed, but Aunt May is a slave.
Jesus Christ.
And
When you
this
put
is
it like that, this seems kind of mean.
Yeah, it's not great. What also begins with some real Age of Apocalypse-esque, like, Scott Lobdell bullshit, where Eliana's like, May, tell me again about the sunlight. And like, man, the overwrought darkness of this crossover is very funny to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, tell me, like, there's a comedy thing, sketch in Comedy Bang Bang, where Brett Gelman does this thing for the eye brain, and it's like this fake little short story. It's very funny, but it takes place in a bad future, and it's like a man and a woman. It's like they were hanging around trying to remember what penguins were, or something like that, or trying to remember what penguins looked like before they went all extinct. Just casually, like, remembering the world before it turned into a shithole. It's a very funny little line.
Yeah, so they're moving rocks, what looks like. And one of the girls.
Wait, hold up.
Oh.
The other really tasteless thing is May says, "Hush, Ilyana, work will set us free," which is the thing that was on the gates of like Dachau or something like, or like, you know, one of the big concentration camps.
Yeah,
during World War II. So pretty tasteless to co-opt that, I would say.
100%.
For your mutant fun book.
Yeah,
you know, come on.
Comic books, man, come on. You're not that serious. You don't have to be that serious. From what I can tell, they're just like they formed a line and they're just moving rocks from one place into a pit.
Yep.
Like
rocks and bones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those rocks ain't gonna move themselves.
And then someone comes up, one of the guards presumably comes up and is like, you know, you need to get out of my way, or it looks like you're on your lunch break anyway, and pushes her off a cliff. That was the second underage girl to go off a cliff in this issue. And this time Mondo catches her before she can like hit the ground and makes her, saves her life. And she's like, I thought all mutants were bad. He's like, bad mutants, yes. Mondo is good. Like, really, I guess, you know, you don't have to represent your whole species if you don't want to, but like it would have been a good idea maybe at this point.
Yeah. And I don't know if we ever mentioned it, but Mondo can like phase through walls and shit. He becomes whatever he touches and can walk into it.
Mm-hmm. Which is like kind of interesting. Like that's a really cool power that it just makes things kind of confusing sometimes.
Well, again, as the world's foremost Mondo expert in the 616 universe, instead of doing that, he took things into himself and then would gain their properties slowly. So he would like absorb a brick into his belly, and then over the course of like an hour would get all the properties of a brick. Like a really slow absorbing man.
Sounds like a real shitty absorbing man.
Yeah, absorbing boy.
Did I tell you about how great Absorbing Man, like they did Absorbing Man on Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and he was fucking amazing. Like,
yeah, I think you did. I think you said he was really good. You said he was good and Ghost Rider was good.
Ghost Rider was actually really good. They made Absorbing Man have like pathos. Like they gave him a fucking backstory, like emotional backstory that was fucking bonkers.
That's great.
Yeah.
If there was a million years left in my life, I would definitely watch that show.
Oh yeah. When I fell off, they were in like future space, like they fighting scrolls or something. So I don't know what's going on. With that show
they're traveling through time now. I look at the headlines of the reviews on the AV Club just because I look at the headlines on the AV Club, and apparently they're jumping through different decades right now.
Oh, see, that sounds like a great way to end that show. Though, like if they can do any kind of weird Marvel stuff in there, which they kind of shied away from, but like I would be like if they went to 1930 and then brought out Agent Carter or something, Peggy Carter or some shit. Like
they did.
That would be dope.
Yeah, they did. They already went to the 30s. They're in the 80s now, but they went and did like a cameo with Carter stuff.
Awesome. Okay. Well, that would be all I want. I guess I'll have to watch this 12 hours of this TV show now. Can't content myself with the YouTube clip.
Yeah, I'm the time thief. I just stole 12 hours from Jeremy.
You're the person that they were chasing down in the last season of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
I just got 12 hours ahead to my life. Because if I convince people to watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I get that time. What a shitty mutant power.
Oh, man. You're just praying that they get like, man, if you get through season 3, it gets really good. And they're like, I don't know. I don't know.
What can I do? I am getting people drunk at the bar to convince them to buy the DVD and stuff.
Look, I will give you my Hulu login, okay? Yeah. If you just have to promise me that you will watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That you watch at least a little bit. It's long enough to get me through my lunch break. We cut over to Skin and Chamber. They take out a guard. So they've been discreetly taking out guards. I just know this because context clues. It's not very well portrayed. Yeah. What they're doing. Quietus comes and taps him on the shoulder. They do not know that it's Paige, but they realize it eventually, as the voice is very different.
Yeah. Unfortunately, before they can have like a real good reunion party, Sugar Man shows up and is like, "What are you doing with these guards?" And we flip back over to Colossus and Kitty, who are getting updates from what's happening inside this complex from Goddess Chick, who I've already forgotten everything about, which was 2 issues ago because we recorded.
Yeah, I can't remember her
2
name.
months ago.
It's like it's their computer. Know It All is the name of the computer.
Okay.
And know-it-all context was like, hey, the students could probably use your help. And Colossus, no sales it. No, the students understood the risk. We're just here for Ilyana. We haven't heard from Ilyana yet. And we cut back over to the students, and they're in real problem because Sugar Man's like, well, yeah, go ahead and execute them, Quietus. And then, so Paige is staying there with her love, Chamber, holding a gun to his head. Like, this is bad. This had his big Shadowrun energy to me. Okay. This is the kind of thing that you do in tabletop and fun stuff happens. And Sugar Man's like, why don't you use your mutation? Like, why are you using a gun?
And Paige is like, I have no fucking clue what this dude's mutation is.
Yeah. Really, really, tense situation. Mondo pops out and finds Ilyana. Mm-hmm. Pops out and sends the psychic signal. So basically, the idea is that Colossus and Kitty have a choice here. And if I remember the end of the series, it's pretty rough stuff. Like, I think that all the Generation X kids die so they can get Ilyana out.
Perfect.
Like, I think that's what we have to look forward to. So he's going to go get Kitty, and the kids are going to die. Fuck the kids.
Can we go back just a little bit when Sugar Man is talking to Quietus when he's got his crew there? Because I want to talk about like the number 6 goblin who just repeats everything that Sugar Man says.
Yeah, there's a little smiley goblin guy.
But just the background characters in this are just all too, like, there's the Frankenstein guy, there's the horned dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of this stuff is real good. Sugar Man's hammer has the word sugar on it, which just is so fucking great. Like, that the detail on that is wonderful. I love it. The smiley face on the vest on the number 6 goblin is super good. Like, I love this panel so much. Like, it's just so much fun.
I somehow missed that there was a Frankenstein there.
Yeah.
Like, Sugar Man's crew, like rolling up to the club with Sugar Man's crew would be fucking absolutely surreal.
I would be the E in this group.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I can believe it.
I would be the E in this group. I think I could manage E. I wouldn't have to slip down to Turtle, which is my usual role. You know what I'm saying?
I think if I was in this group, I might be the fat guy with the beard over on the left.
Okay.
I don't know where I'd be in Entourage terms. Probably Turtle, but I've never seen Entourage. I just know the name of the characters because I watched a fake podcast about it.
I'm trying to remember. I can't remember the other guy's name, but there was definitely the brother,
Jeremy Piven.
Yeah, well, he was the agent. He wasn't really in the Entourage.
Oh.
As the world's foremost Entourage expert, let me tell you about the plot.
Monto versus Entourage. This time,
how familiar are you with the story of Meta Ian?
Man, can you imagine if Mondo joined the Entourage?
Dude.
I think it'd be a little something like this.
Coming to HBO this fall. Please subscribe.
Generation Entourage. Yeah, I like his crew quite a bit. Thank you for calling that out.
Yeah.
I'm getting a bunch of guest sets from DJ Gut Trubs today, so I've been rushing the episodes a little bit, and I apologize. I never know when it's going to come knocking. I was apologizing to the audience.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as you don't apologize to me.
Yeah. It just letting everybody know I'm keeping up the pace.
Yeah. And why I'm slowing it down because I hate Gary.
If you somehow get audio of me shitting my pants,
I'm gonna give it to Will.
Oh no, that's literally the worst thing you could have said. Yes,
whatever I would do with it is it pales in comparison to the emotional violence that he would inflict with it. So
yeah.
So we end this in the standoff. Somebody spits on Sugar Baby's face, and he licks it off, and it ends with like, okay, you need to execute the prisoner, and we see a bam. And that's the end of the issue. So
yeah, on Sugar Man's face, not Sugar Baby. That was that guy from before.
Oh,
he licks it. He's got this like Spawn prehensile tongue that pops up, and he goes, "It's not as sweet as I'm used to."
Super gross.
So when it comes to spit, he's generally used to sweet spit.
Also, he has a tattoo of the word sugar and a heart. Like, imagine if I got the word Jeremy and a heart on my arm, man. Like, how fucking
baller is the word you're looking for?
Yeah,
I'm like, what if I got a heart with the word Jeremy in it?
That's fine. I'm okay with that. I mean, yeah.
More friend tattoos.
Is it okay to love your friends? Yes.
Yeah.
Of course it is.
According to Kingdom Hearts, yes. Yeah, like we could just everybody get in a room and then we all get a tattoo of the name of the person on our left.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm sorry. No. 100% not.
I was gonna +1 that joke by being disappointed about getting someone's tattoo, and then realized that'd be a mean thing to say and decided not to say it.
Yeah, that's where I was going to go to, but instead I just kept saying no.
Yeah. Little behind the joke.
I guess if I got the word, like if we did our online handles, maybe like if I got the word plumber duck on my arm, like nobody would know what it would mean. And also, I don't wear anything without sleeves, so it would never come up in conversation.
Yeah, it had to be on a hidden spot.
Yeah,
they had to get like a cool tramp stamp that like nobody got to see.
You get a little kinky with Emma, and she's like, "Nope, can't do it from this angle. Sorry, bud." Cold tramp stamp. That's a lot.
A lot of episode titles today.
I've got some selections. If you want to support our fund to get Gary a gold tramp stamp, please go to Patreon.com.
What if Sugarman had the Sugarman stamp on a tramp stamp? Like, what if you were dating a girl and then they had a tramp stamp with their own name? That's pretty fucking weird. Did
you see that Reddit, like that relationship post where the guy like slowly reveals to his new girlfriend because he would never take his shirt off in front of her ever, and when she finally gets it off, he's got like the full chest tattoo of his dead girlfriend's face. Like,
no, I did not.
I'll see if I can find it. But yeah, she was like, now I understand, and I kind of want him to keep the shirt on.
Fucking incredible.
Jesus Christ. Oh man, my family is full of people who have gotten tattoos over dead relatives, and I find it.
I find that very tasteless.
Yeah.
No offense to your family or anything.
No,
because I think tattoos of real people don't look good.
Well, like, no, it's not faces; it's like names and stuff like that, which I also find like kind of weird and not great. So,
yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv.
Yeah. I'm going to get that tattooed as a tramp stamp.
Now that, I'm just saying, it might be, what's the, like, how would you, if you go to Patreon, like, what's your engagement rate with the tramp stamp? You know what I'm saying? What's your conversion click success is what I need to know from Google.
I've seen the tramp stamp. Now go to the website. I think getting, or like a knuckle tattoo with really cramped text. It says patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. It's very funny.
Or just get a set of rings so that when you punch somebody, it would make the URL.
Sure. Yeah, bam.
We love you. Bye. We're leaving.
Bye.